What's up? It's your boy Drizzy King Dre. Welcome back to the Chocolate Gaming Project. Today, have something very special for you guys. This is my tips on how to be deadly in 2K. Now, a lot of people play 2K, but not a lot of people actually know how to become deadly. Make your friends not even want to play with you, or if they do play with you, make them feel like they're already gonna lose. These are my tips. Tip number one: use that pick and roll. The pick and roll is a very good tool to use. The best thing to do with that pick and roll is either roll off of it. The best, with some of the, really, all you have to do is pick a good pick and roll team. Like, as you can see in this gameplay, I'm using the Knicks. A good pick and roll, pick and popper would be Porzingis setting the screen and Derrick Rose going for the off balance, off the dribble three. Or Courtney Lee. This would be a team that would be best used for pick and roll. But it really depends on what team you use. Right now in 2K17, I say the top 5 teams to use if you just want to use a dynamic team with a good structure, or if you just want to like go from the outside. I say top 5 would be Golden State, Washington Wizards, the LA Lakers. You can definite between the Lakers and the Clippers because they play almost sequential. Um, the Cavaliers could be in there, but sometimes they're on and sometimes they're off. I wouldn't suggest using the Cavaliers unless you just want a in the paint style of playing. But tip number 2. This second tip is good for people who just wanna play. They don't actually wanna do anything. Cherry picking. Now, I wouldn't suggest cherry picking because some people get mad when you cherry pick. Cherry pick is when you hold B and stand at one side of the court. You stand at one side of the court. Whenever you get the rebound, they just pass it down for easy 2 points. A very easy way to win, but sometimes, just sometimes, you can get called for 3 seconds, depending on how long it takes the ball to get up the court. Tip number 3, one of my favorite tips: use the actual speed boost, the turnaround with a speed boost, or how you say post up with a speed boost. Press if you're on press L2, just hold it, and then go the other direction. It gives you a speed boost. That speed boost can be used to blow past your opponent, or you can either use it to go up for a fake and go up with a shot. The best people to use this type of move with is a player, mostly a point guard: Stephen Curry, John Wall, Kyrie Irving. I like using Derrick Rose the best, considering that he has a pretty good step back jump shot. I like that. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is finding out your players, what their strengths and weaknesses actually are. Like, let's give a example with Stephen Curry. His strengths and weaknesses is being aggressive. He's not very aggressive, but he's a pretty good shooter, spot on shooter, very good. Has handles, you know, he's pretty good. But if you'd have to pick one thing you want him to do, he usually stays out in the paint a lot. You know what I'm saying? Really, on here, they have Stephen Curry almost unstoppable. Golden State Warriors, toe for toe, one of the best teams in the NBA now that they have Durant. Uh, tip number 5. Tip number 5 in 2K: stay talking. Now, this might not work if you're playing online, but if you're just playing 2K with one of your friends or anything like that, stay talking. When you stay talking, it makes them make mistakes. But you have to remember, when you stay talking, you have to be 100% focused on the game. If you're not 100% focused on the game, you'll start making mistakes too. Some more tips. For Another tip, and by way, my personal favorite tip out of all of these: try and find their hot zones. I'm telling you, You can have a defender right in your face. And I swear, those hot zones, you will make it every single time. The only time you probably won't make it is when you have like a center. But most centers in the league right now, you have a lot of centers that can shoot. Like Dirk Nowitzki, he can shoot pretty good from the outside. He has a lot of hot zones. But people like Joakim Noah, they don't really, their hot zones really don't. It doesn't matter if they're not in the post. Most of the time, they're not gonna make it. Another tip, which is sort of like cherry picking, but like I don't suggest any of the tips that are like cherry picking. I don't suggest it. But when you play, this is a tip that I've learned from other people doing it to me when I play like my cousins and stuff. Play with the fatigue off. When you play with the fatigue off, your players never get tired. And if you're hot, you stay hot. But at the same time, you still have to watch out, because if you can stay hot, then the other person that you're going against can stay hot as well. One last tip that I think is very important is try your hardest. 2K is a very fun game, very easy to learn, and if it wasn't easy to play, you wouldn't have so many players now. Alright, thank you guys for watching the Chocolate Gaming Project. Don't forget to smash that like button and comment below what you'd like my next video to be about. I'm out.